Alright guys, this is The Pick.
Welcome to the show.
Hope you're all having a good day, and we'll be talking about the Super Bowl, college football recruiting, and some basketball. The stories of the week for basketball, NBA. And first things first is the Super Bowl though. Eagles won to beat the Patriots, and man, I did not see that happening, honestly. I mean, I think the Eagles had a shot, but I just didn't think Nick Foles was going to play well enough for them to win this game, and man, he played amazing. He played better than honestly last game they played against Minnesota. I think he played better. And they really needed him because their defense didn't play well at all, honestly. Tom Brady shredded them and broke a record for most yards in passing in the Super Bowl. And he played great. We'll get to him in a second. But Nick Foles, man, what can you say? This in that situation, being so much pressure on you. That city needing a Super Bowl because they haven't had one ever. And being a backup, and man, he really played great this whole postseason for the most part, and they really played great this Super Bowl. Made amazing throws. Granted, he didn't really get a whole lot of pressure. Patriots didn't really put a whole lot of pressure on him, but even when he got some pressure, he still made a lot of throws. And shout out Doug Peterson, man. He he called an amazing game and
stayed aggressive.
Yeah, man. You got that run pass option, man. It causes a lot of problems. And I thought that would be the reason why the Philly won if they were going to win, and really they did.
Right.
The Philly fans, man, they need to thank Rich Rodriguez and Chip Kelly, and they need to thank Mike Leach as well, because that's a college football offense, honestly. They do that a lot. OU does it a lot. They're going to be doing it a lot next year. We're going to see that. And that reverse was pretty much what OU did in the Rose Bowl, unfortunately. And I was kind of a little worried that Philly was going to have the same fate as OU, and they were going to blow it in the second half, but they didn't, man. They didn't. They did exactly what they were supposed to do, and they kept their foot on the pedal, and they didn't let up. And it didn't choke. Patriots have this weird thing about them is make teams choke, and they definitely didn't do that. So shout out to Philadelphia. I'm happy for the fans. Even though the fans are nuts.
That's to be nice.
We're gonna talk about the fans in a second, but Ryan, what do you thought about this game, man?
Yeah, man, it actually lived up to expectations as far as my expectations, it turned out to be a good game. Yeah, man. Philly, for the most part, outside of their defense, did everything they needed to do and executed it with perfection. And they came out guns blazing with these Patriots, and they ended up coming out of the gunsmoke victors, man. Nick Foles, I was kind of in the same boat as this man over here. The big issue with me picking Philly was Nick Foles. We weren't sure what Nick Foles we were going to get. 7 touchdown Nick Foles that can look amazing, or a Nick Foles that could just look below average. And we got definitely a Nick Foles that could go win you a championship, and that's exactly what he did, man. He made a lot of throws that were really tough. He put them in the pockets where they needed to be. One big throw, to be exact, was the touchdown pass to Clemens. That was insane. The touchdown's, of course, questionable. I'm kind of like with this guy. I think that should have been a touchdown because the ball
did move a little bit.
Yeah, he was juggling it a lot, and it's very questionable. But you can't question that throw. He literally had to put that in between 2 Patriot defenders, and he literally put it where nobody could get it but his receiver. So, yeah, man, Nick Foles was out there lighting it up, looking amazing. Expect that man to have some big contract somewhere, for sure. I can't see them picking him over Wentz. Wentz is just
happen. They're gonna get a whole bunch of picks for his ass.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, he just stepped up. And what's crazy is Nick Foles in the offseason was actually thinking about hanging it up for football. And now look, man,
he's got Jeff Fisher.
Yeah, now look, man, he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So, MVP quarterback as well. I believe he got the MVP for that game, right? Yeah. So, man, all credit to Nick Foles. I know it was also a team game, and it was
course.
Yeah, but just the big headline was how well he played.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Defense came up with that big stop at the end. With 2 minutes to go, they knocked the ball down. got the recovery, and that was the biggest play. And that's what I told everybody that was watching the game with me. I said, whoever gets the first big turnover is going to win this game, and
Yeah.
that's what happened, man. They got their first big turnover at a really pristine time, which was 2 minutes ago. That's Brady time right there. So they handled business at the time that they needed to. They stepped up big time, and yeah, I'm so happy that Philly won. Good job by the Patriots, of course. They're a great organization, but it's about time that they take a seat.
Yeah.
Take a seat and get kicked in the mouth
Yeah.
instead of them kicking somebody else in the mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah, great game. I loved it. It was really fun to watch.
It was.
And before we go to anything else, I have to mention Kevin Hart. Oh my gosh. He was a comedian. He was trying to get up on the stage with everybody celebrating, and the big old security guard noticed who it was, of course. He was like, "Hey, Kevin Hart, I love you, but no, you can't get up here." And Kevin Hart, I guess, thought this guy was joking or something, so he just tried to make his way up there, and the security dude was like, "No, buddy, it's not happening." But yeah, I had to mention that. That was very funny.
That was very
Drunk
funny.
Kevin Hart is
Yeah.
a very funny Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a very funny guy anyway, but definitely I think if you get a few drinks in that man and at a big game, knowing his team won, yeah, dude, it was some very good comedy.
Him being on NFL Network, a little.
Dropped the big old F bomb.
He dropped the F bomb and just bounced.
Yep, he was like he knew he fucked up, so he was like, I think it's time for me to go go sit down somewhere. But yeah, man, I had to mention that. That was very funny. But yeah, good. Like I said, really good win for Philly. I'm happy for Philly. They got themselves one.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the catch. That Cleveland catch was ruled a touchdown, which I thought it was a touchdown. I think.
It was close.
I think that's going to be the rule because they're changing it. Because I mean, we don't really know what a catch is. The NFL's not consistent. So I think if that's a touchdown, then I'm satisfied. But the ball did move a little bit, and other games that wouldn't have been a touchdown. So I understand that. And the Kelsey one, man, that's not even close in my eyes.
Yeah,
but some people are complaining about it, and I just don't think it's even close. He was a runner, and he dived in the thing. He was pretty much a running back.
Yeah, it's just like what I tell anybody. The definition of a touchdown is the ball crossing the plane. It doesn't say in the rule book, okay, you gotta maintain the catch. In nowhere does it say that.
Yeah,
it just says
as long as you're a runner. If you as long as you have possession of the ball, then it doesn't matter.
Exactly, and he took 3 steps. Actually, he took 4.
Yeah.
But he done took the 3 steps he needed, crossed the goal line, touchdown. There should have been no other discussion about that.
The rule's pretty clear, honestly.
Yeah.
If you got to maintain possession and make a football move, which is 2 feet, and acting like you're running, which he did that. And the other thing of the catch is you got to survive the ground. If it moves at all or hits the ground, it's not a touchdown. Chris Carter, legendary receiver, is one of the people that made this rule, and he said if you pretty much got to make a catch, come up for the thing, and hand the ball to the referee, and all in one motion. And that's pretty much a catch, which I think is a little too much, honestly.
Right.
And they're going to change it, hopefully, which is they will pretty much confirm now. But yeah, man, this is such a great game. See here. We're going to talk about Skip Bayless. When we come back from break, how ridiculous he can be, kind of how much of a clown he is, and how he defends people like Tom Brady no matter what, and he's not consistent when it comes to players like Aaron Rodgers and like LeBron James and other things. So we're gonna talk about it in a second, but and shout out to such a great Super Bowl, pretty good season, even though it was a little weird.
Definitely.
The Philly fans, man, they I don't understand why they destroyed the city, but I guess they got one because they don't really do anything else.
Right.
I don't understand why the fans are eating horse shit, which is really fucking weird to me and disgusting. But each his own, I guess. Everyone was a lot of people were Philly fan for one day, but after that, you guys are ridiculous. But happy for you guys, and you guys can stop listening to Deadskins and doofus Cowboy fans saying that you have no rings now.
All right, you got you one now. So yeah, man, salute to the Eagles for definitely getting a huge win. I mean, shit, they were the underdogs all the way through this postseason, and hey man, they handled business and got the big dub at the end. So yeah, congrats to the Philadelphia Eagles and all their fans. They deserve it.
Alrighty, and we're going to talk about the Malcolm Butler and Bill Belichick's decision not to do that in our Skip Bayless type thing where we come back from break. So we'll be right back. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back to the show.
All right, first things first is we're going to talk about the Malcolm Butler situation, him not playing. Bill Belichick's defense not playing well, giving up a ton of yards and a ton of points. Granted, he's not the defense coordinator, so what's his name as well, so he's part of the blame as well. But I mean, so Bill Belichick's reason was because he didn't like the matchup pretty much, and Malcolm Butler saying that the rumors that why he didn't play are not true, and the rumors are he missed a flight, which I think that's pretty much been confirmed because he's been sick. But the other rumors are that he had weed on him, possession of marijuana, and he went nuts on the coaching staff. So if those are true, then yes, he needed to be sit. I understand that. But if it's not true, I don't understand why he would not play. Arguably, I don't think he is arguably your best defender because Hightower's hurt.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. They put in a guy that doesn't play slot corner and Chung and Rode in there, and you took your slot corner out, and Philly took advantage of that. Shit, one of their coaching members anonymously said that they noticed that and they just attacked whoever was in that that place, and they did that whole game.
Which was most part he was guarding Alshon Jeffries, and he had no chance against Alshon.
Yeah,
he's too tall, too better of an athlete.
So yeah, I don't understand that situation, but I know Malcolm Butler's not coming back. That's a thing.
Right.
You know anything to say about that?
Yeah, man. If that's the case, if he's sick and missed the flight, I don't care about that.
Which I don't think that's the reason. That's
right. That's what I'm saying. I'm narrowing it down here. That's fine. If you're sick, missed flight, sure, whatever. So I knew that wasn't a problem. Marijuana thing, it's against NFL rules. I don't personally give a shit. Whatever.
Yeah.
But if he was really going at the coaching staff, okay, I see where the issue is here, and I see where they benched your butt. You can't be doing that. Whatever the case may be, you can't just wild out on your coaching staff and expect to play in the game if they're upset at you. So the whole Belichick saying that it was because the matchup he didn't like was bullshit.
Which might not be bullshit because Hightower liked a post from one of the corners played for them when they won the Super Bowl, and he said that fools make mistakes in their pride or something along those lines. So maybe he wanted to prove that he was so much smarter than everyone else and use Eric Rowe, which he used to play for Philly. So there's a possibility, but I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me.
For me, I think it's too big of a risk and too big of a game.
Yeah. His ego is high, but I don't think it's that high.
Right. The biggest thing is he played 98 to 97% of the snaps. Yeah. The entire season. All of a sudden, he doesn't play the Super Bowl. Yeah.
I saw one play on special teams.
Yeah, it makes no sense. So, I get it if it was disciplinary reasons of him snapping on the team or the coaching staff. I get that. Yeah. But if it was truly because of matchups, coach was out of his mind. Yeah. That was a bad mistake. He is, like he said, since Hightower wasn't on the field, he's the best player on the field. So on the defensive side. So it made no sense if that was the case. But if he wilded out on the coaching staff and being stupid, I mean, I get it. You could have possibly, like he said in an interview when they were talking to him, he said that he could have been possibly in that game and could have make a change in that, or make a difference in that game, make a change and got a turnover or whatever the case may be. But yeah, man, if you're not doing the right things, then you shouldn't be on that field. But yeah, man, if it was the other way around and Belichick did bench him for whatever reason he felt like was a better matchup, that was a bad call.
Yeah, it was.
So, yeah.
And the guy I think is the greatest coach ever. And if he did,
and that's another reason why I can't see that's the reason. I don't see him making a mistake like that.
But maybe so. I don't know. We're probably gonna know in a couple weeks, but right now we don't.
I don't think we'll ever know because Belichick don't like to tell anybody anything.
Yeah.
So
So who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, that defense didn't play well. I thought that was a bad matchup because they run that college football spread type offense
yep.
and take advantage of slow players. And the Pats have a lot of slow players on their defense, especially the linebackers.
Yep.
Their best linebacker is almost a 40-year-old linebacker and wasn't even on a team
Right.
a month ago. So yeah, that's the thing. You take advantage of bad matchups, and that's what the
That's
Philly
what they
did.
Yep.
That's why I kind of gave them a shot, and they did that.
Mhm.
And shout out Jeffrey, a great game. Aguilar had a great game. Ajayi and Clement had a great game. Their offense on just full on general had
They
a great
just
game.
handle business, man. I can't really point. Yeah, I really can't. I really can't point out anybody on that offense that didn't do their job. They really did their job really well. Ajayi and Blunt powered that ball and ran like
Blunt too.
ran like crazy. And then you had Clemens as a receiver. I mean, shit, he got 100-yard receiving. So he handled business in the receiving part. So
Yeah.
everybody played a role and played it really well. Ertz once again was a big factor of mismatches. He was finding the mismatches and eating them up. Like, yeah, man, Philly really played really well on offense. Struggled on defense outside of that one huge play.
Yeah.
But yeah, the offense played really well.
Yeah, their secondary really struggled. Right now, it was a mismatch against those receivers for the Pats. They're despite how people say they're not really good, they are good in that system. They're really quick and they run their routes really well, which is what they need. They dink and dunk a lot, and that's hard to defend. And Gronk had a really good game, and Gronk's almost impossible to defend. And really, Philly's defense didn't play absolutely terrible. They didn't play a good game either. They got pressure on Tom Brady, especially in the first half, but they weren't getting home. I was watching the game with my dad, and I was telling him, yeah, they're getting pressure, but they're not getting home, which is not really, at the end of the day, you're not really doing much because you're not really getting them on the ground. And Tom Brady completed a lot of passes because of that. They weren't getting them on the ground, but they did make the play when they needed to.
Yeah, that's the thing about playing against Tom. You have to hit him. You have to get him on the ground.
Yeah.
You can't just tap him and give him a couple smacks. You really got to make him super distressed because his training outside of getting ready for football is insane. So yeah, man, he prepares himself well. So you got to be able to get him on the ground with that ball in his hands.
Yeah. That play though, that strip fumble, man, strip sack was huge. I blame Mason for getting dicked, and I blame Brady for taking that sack fumble and turning the ball over. You can't do that in that situation. And everyone acts like he's a demigod, but he was a little mortal right there.
Yep, he looked human.
You can't do that, and he knew he fumbled, so he kind of tried to do the tuck roll bullshit, and it didn't work.
Nope.
And the Philly came up with the play they needed, and really, and that game pretty much over after that. Gronk maybe could have made a play in the end zone at a Hail Mary, but that's hard. You're getting fouled all over the place, and no one's going to call it in that situation. So yeah, we're going to talk about Skip Bayless and how he's not consistent when it comes to the people he likes and people he doesn't like.
Right.
When we come back from the break, and this journalism and that type of journalism, which really kind of irritates both of us. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to get into college football recruiting and NBA, and that's going to pretty much wrap it up. So we'll be right back.